Hello everyone, what's up? Daredevil, Born Again is finally here. We all wanted Matt Murdock back, right? But man, not like this. First off, don't stress. This is a non-spoiler review, so you're safe. I'll drop the full spoiler talk once the season wraps up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button to get all the latest updates. Now let's be real. The OG Daredevil show on Netflix? Absolute banger. Gritty, dark, raw. It gave us a street-level hero with real struggles, real demons. The fights? Insane. The character depth? Chef's kiss. Even when it kinda nodded at the MCU, it still felt like its own thing. Now, after Disney pulled the plug on that whole Netflix era, we all begged for more of Charlie Cox as Daredevil. And when Disney Plus announced Born Again, man, we got hyped. But, turns out, maybe we got a little too hopeful. Daredevil Born Again feels like an identity crisis. The biggest problem? This show straight up doesn't know what it wants to be. Like, does it want to be the serious, dark, emotional ride that Daredevil was? Or does it want to be another MCU cookie-cutter show with forced humor and flashy but empty action? 'Cause it's trying to do both, and it's just not working. You know how Marvel shows go. Some solid ones like WandaVision and Loki, some forgettable ones like The Falcon and The Winter Soldier. But they all kind of follow that same formula: a little humor, some big fights, a feel-good story arc. And Born Again? It leans on that formula way too much. There's even an episode with a guest character from another MCU show that feels straight up ripped from a different series. It's fun, sure, but it completely misses the vibe of Daredevil. Then there's the violence. Disney promised it'd be brutal, even bloodier than the Netflix show. And yeah, there's gore. But it's just there. It doesn't mean anything. Like in the old show, every punch told a story. Here, it's like they're just trying to prove they can be edgy. And that's not the flex they think it is. Old faces, new faces, and a whole lot of why. So we got some of the OG cast back. Matt, obviously, Fisk played by incredible Vincent D'Onofrio, Karen played by beautiful and charming Deborah Ann Wall, Foggy played by Eldon Henson and let down by Disney, and Frank Castle, of course, played by intense Jon Bernthal. But don't get too excited, 'cause outside of Matt and Fisk, they barely do anything. Instead, Disney throws in a whole new crew of characters, and, they just don't hit the same. Matt's got a new girl, Heather Glenn played by Margarita Levieva, who, honestly, feels like a random roommate more than a love interest. I didn't feel any chemistry whatsoever. He's also working with some new characters like Cherry played by Clark Johnson, an ex-cop, and Kirsten McDuffie played by Nikki M. James, a lawyer. Fisk, meanwhile, is running for mayor now, which is cool in theory, but the way they handle it? Yeah. He's got some new henchmen too, but let's be real, none of them stand out. And bro, there are so many characters, so many. You got new vigilantes, new villains, new cops. It's just too much, and instead of giving us those deep, slow-burn character moments that we loved in the original show, instead we get rushed drama and surface-level storytelling. Born Again kinda misses the whole point of Daredevil. One of the dopest things about Matt Murdock in the Netflix show was his struggle, his faith, his morality, that constant battle between justice and revenge. That's basically gone now. They turned him into just another good guy punching bad guys, and that's a huge L. And Fisk? Man, he used to be this complex villain, scary, but human. Now, he's just a straight-up cartoon villain, and it's kinda cringe. They even try to make some super obvious political commentary with his mayoral campaign, but it's about as subtle as a brick to the face. The one thing that still works? The acting. If there's one thing keeping this show from being a total disaster, it's the cast. Charlie Cox? Still killing it. Even with a weak script, he makes Matt feel real. The courtroom scenes? Easily some of the best parts. And D'Onofrio? The dude owns the screen every time he shows up. But it's a shame that the writing isn't backing them up the way it should. Special shout-out to Camar de los Reyes as White Tiger, though. His scenes with Matt? Fire. It's like a glimpse of the Daredevil we should have gotten. And of course, anytime Cox and Bernthal share the screen? Magic. Those two just get their characters in a way the showrunners clearly don't. The action? Meh. Remember the legendary hallway fight from the original Daredevil? The one where Matt just wouldn't stop fighting, no matter how beat down he got? Yeah, Born Again has nothing on that. The action's all choppy editing, shaky cam, and bad lighting. Half the time, you can't even see what's happening. And when you can see it, it's just generic, uninspired brawling. So, is it worth watching? Look, if you're a hardcore Daredevil fan, you're probably gonna check it out no matter what. But just know, it's not the same show we fell in love with. It doesn't have the same grit, the same depth, or the same heart. It feels like Disney took something special and smoothed out all the rough edges until it was just another MCU show. And after 9 episodes, it doesn't even feel like a complete story, just a setup for whatever comes next. Bottom line? I'll stick with the OG Daredevil, because I don't even recognize this version of Matt Murdock anymore. What do you think? Comment below and let me know, and I made some recaps of the OG series, so go check out those as well. And that's it for today. I will see you next one. Till next time. Bye.